Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, friends, families, and pets, I present to you Jewelpet, Our Love Story, narrated by Rinko Kugyoku, Part 12, The Last Discovery.
A few hours ago there was a commercial on TV for this store called the Game Hut, which is where I buy all my video games. They're having a competition at your local store, and when you win you get advanced to the national playoffs, and the winner of that get £1,000,000. Kanan and her friends go camping all the time, so I knew she has a tent. I called Kanan and told her about the video game contest and how we can win £1,000,000. But Kanan was acting nervous on the phone. I think she was still worried that I had electrical superpowers of something, and the only way to get her to calm down was to promise I wouldn't use them on her. Hi, Kanan.
Hi, Rinko.
I heard about the video game contest. We need to get to the Game Hut. You get the camping equipment and the sleeping bag, and I'll bring the flashlight and the chocolate energy bars. I don't have the gummy bears right at that moment, but I'll promise you I'll buy you some the first chance I get. When we got to the Game Hut we were the only ones there, and I couldn't believe our luck. So we pitched our tent in front of the store before anyone else could take our spot. Then we watched the door to make sure no one tried to cut in front of us. I figured the best way to save our place in line was to sleep in shifts. I even offered to take the first shift and let Kanan sleep, because that's just the kind of person I am. While I was working my head off in here, Ruby, Safi, and Garnet were talking about the weirdest thing that ever happened to us.
Whoa, Ruby, did you ever figure out that was where happened?
Garnet, you can sing?
Of course.
Anyway, we heard a baby crying first.
Yeah. A baby crying first.
From behind the door.
Then I was like, are there any babies, living around here? She said no. And then we heard scratching from outside with windows. Like tiny hands. As if there was a cat scratching at the door.
And then from behind us we heard this low, demonic yeah.
We both looked back and we're like, did you?
But before Garnet could finish her sentence, Safi started dancing. She was dancing all by herself, her necklace jangling, and she waved her arms.
Oh, what's that? In the sky the stars are bright. Now is the time to say goodnight. Lay your head down and close your eyes as I sing you the lullaby. Wow, Garnet, you must be a superstar.
I know. Oh, someone's coming. Quick. Pretend nothing has happened.
After my shifts was over, I woke Kanan up for her turn, but she fell back asleep in about 5 seconds. She would be asleep every 5 seconds. She likes sleeping. So I shook her awake. Zine told her she needed to stay alert. Kanan didn't even bother trying to defend herself.
I don't even really like video games.
She told me. I decided it was up to me to make sure nobody go in front of us. So I stayed up all night. I was starting to have trouble keeping my eyes open around 9 o'clock in the morning. So I ate both of the energy bars to keep myself going. I got chocolate all over my hands, and that gave me an idea. I opened the tent flap, then slipped my hand inside and made it crawl like a spider. I thought it'd be funny to make Kanan think it was the muddy hand. I didn't hear any noises coming from inside the tent, so I thought Kanan was still sleeping. But before I got a chance to open the flap and check, my hand got crushed to smithereens. I pulled my hand out of the tent, and my thumbs was already starting to turn purple. I was really ticked off at Kanan, not because she smashed my hand with a mallet, but because he thought it could stop the muddy hand. Any fool knows you only have to use either fire or water to kill a muddy hand. All a mallet's gonna do is make it angry. I was about to give Kanan a piece of my mind, but right then the guy from the Game Hut came and opened the front door. I tried to ignore the throbbing pain and focus on the reason we came here. Then the Game Hut guy set us up to play a death match in the Apron of Magic. I almost felt sorry for Kanan, because I'm pretty much an expert at that game. Kanan beat B 15-0 in that game. The clerk told Kanan she won the video game competition and had to make a choice. She had to either fill out the paperwork and go to the national tournament or get a box of chocolate-covered raisins. I'll bet you can guess which one Kanan picked. Hehe.
The video game competition, La Boo. And now Kanan's won it, La Boo. I can't believe it, La Boo. This must have been £1,000, La Boo.
Well, that was the last of the discoveries we've been in. Eri wasn't about to make a discovery with Rinko, because she invited us to a big sleepover. It will last 105 days to thank us for giving us a good day's discovering.
Yeah, did you hear about it too?
Oh, Ruby.
I can some cool movie for us to watch, La Boo. I'm a heek of a polar bear, La Boo.
What about me? I can get the snacks ready.
Safi.
Whoa.
Rinko, you will get the board games, and Kanan can get the music, and Akari will get the matching pajamas, and Pink will get us a pizza, and Kiari will get the video games, and Momona will get the fair lights, and Eri will get us the popcorn for the movie.
Miss Rinoko Kugyoku and Miss Kanan Mizushiro.
Huh? Someone called us to the tent at large.
THI's is our last chance. We have to do it now. We need to bring them back to Jewland.
Quick, grab your jewel stick.
All right, here goes. Ahem.
With the power of the jewels and the light of our future.
Jewelpet.
Jewelpet, return to Jewland.
Return to Jewland.
A stange light flashed from the jewel stick and magial sparkles flew all around. Everyone gasped. I rubbed my eyes. Before, everything had been in a mess. Now, men, women, children and animals were walking the right way, and doing the right jobs and carrying the right things. So, had the magic worked? Were all the lost jewel pets back in Jewland? Incredibly, the answer is yes, they were. All the jewel pets were back in Jewland. Now the children will be safe on the streets and we can sleep sound in our beds.
We did it!
We all shouted for joy. Our powers flew high into the air and fireworks began to go off. These were the goals we wanted. What will happen next? Maybe I will find out in another dream tomorrow night.